new headline involving a vaccine. Tonight, Moderna now saying they have new evidence that their potential vaccine may act quickly within days. We'll explain what they saw in their trial and what Pfizer is now saying tonight. It all comes as Florida now reports a record number of deaths in 24 hours, the virus taking a toll on the front lines. The head of the ICU at Baltimore Hospital dying of COVID-19. The New York Times obtaining a report from the White House task force urging 21 red zone states to impose more restrictions. And the mass gatherings, a packed church event on a California beach, a huge charity concert in the Hamptons on Long Island. Tonight, New York's Governor Andrew Cuomo calling it a gross violation of common sense. And Major League Baseball, tonight the Miami Marlins season now on pause, up to 17 players and coaches now testing positive. President Trump moments ago under fire for sending mixed messages about the virus and retweeting that video. Tonight, what he's now saying about that doctor when pressed. And this evening, Joe Biden going after the press.
Is ABC World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening, and it's great to have you with us here on a very busy Tuesday night. The president speaking just a short time ago and making news after retweeting a video involving a controversial doctor. That video was then taken down by Twitter. He was pressed about the doctor and what he said in a moment. The president also addressed Dr. Anthony Fauci's high approval ratings, asking why don't I and the administration have those ratings with respect to the virus. And as they continue to battle the virus in the South, there are early indicators tonight it might be reappearing in some states in the North. The death toll continues to climb, more than 148,000 lives lost in the U.S., and a grim new report from Florida. A record 191 deaths in just 24 hours, more than 9,000 more positive cases, more than 8,000 new cases in Texas. And the warning in a document from the White House task force obtained by the New York Times tonight, 21 states now listed in the so-called red zone. With a surge in cases, they're recommending they roll back reopenings. Much of the spread, Dr. Deborah Birx and Dr. Fauci indicating from so-called super spreader events, hundreds at a benefit concert in New York's Hamptons over the weekend and at this mass church gathering on a beach in San Diego. And tonight here, authorities in what they believe could be a real turning point in the race for a vaccine. So we'll guide you through it all tonight. And here's ABC's Victor Oquendo leading us off from Florida tonight.
Just one day after Moderna's vaccine trial started its critical final phase of human trials, new evidence the vaccine might act quickly. 7 of 8 primates injected with the vaccine showed no detectable virus in their lungs just 2 days after exposure. Dr. Anthony Fauci, hopeful about Moderna's early results.
I am cautiously optimistic that as we get into the late fall and early winter, we will have an answer, and I believe it will be positive.
On Moderna's heels, pharmaceutical giant Pfizer launching the final phase of its vaccine trial with 30,000 volunteers.
Volunteers at this point are going to be true heroes to help us determine which of these vaccines is best.
And some of those volunteers will expose themselves to the virus right here in Florida, where it's raging, the state marking its deadliest 24 hours yet. 191 lives lost. The nation's second largest teachers union saying it will support members who move to strike in areas that reopen classrooms without adequate safety measures. A new report from the White House Coronavirus Task Force obtained by the New York Times urges 21 states with outbreaks, so-called red zones, to put more restrictions in place. Task Force Coordinator Dr. Deborah Birx today urging people to avoid large groups.
We are still seeing significant outbreaks occurring from birthday parties, graduation parties, family reunions.
Across the country, concern after mass gatherings like this church event on a California beach and a charity concert in New York's Hamptons. The governor tweeting out this video saying he was appalled, announcing an investigation. Organizers say they followed CDC guidelines and tried to ensure social distancing. And tonight, Major League Baseball season is in jeopardy. Now 17 Miami Marlins players and staff are infected, their season put on pause. The manager of the World Series champion Nationals admits he's nervous.
Because of my heart condition, what happens, to me if I do get it. So I got to be extra careful.
In nearby Baltimore, colleagues are mourning the loss of 56-year-old Dr. Joseph Costa, who ran the ICU at Mercy Medical, saying he had a wonderfully big heart. Doctors in Georgia spent 49 grueling days saving Michael Mullinix, who was on a ventilator for 3 weeks.
I want y'all to take this virus very seriously because it's not a joke.
His entire family of 8 contracted COVID. Michael was hit the hardest, despite not having any pre-existing conditions. staff celebrated when he was released, but his recovery is just beginning. Back home, we witnessed rare and difficult moments. While we spoke with his mother, an occupational therapist started working with Michael.
You squeeze my fingers how you can.
The former high school football player, now unable to walk on his own. His voice is badly damaged from breathing tubes.
This stuff is real.
I know it's tough, but watching Michael go through that, as a mother, what's it like?
You never thought you'd see your son, you know, with all the tubes. I have a picture of him and his brother that I would put under my pillow, and I didn't want to close it until he got home.
A long road ahead for Michael and his family. While some numbers are improving across the Sun Belt, cases are climbing in other parts of the country. States like Kentucky, Ohio, Indiana, and Tennessee. Dr. Anthony Fauci warning we can't afford another surge. David?
All right, Victor, thank you. And President Trump just moments ago under fire for sending